That result against Bayern Munich was the kind of performance that resonates across the continent, a result that sends a definitive message to every other elite club in Europe. Within the flow of that match, there were two specific, almost microscopic incidents that occurred. One involving Bukayo Saka and the other centering on Declan Rice, which perfectly crystallized the fundamental evolution of this Arsenal team. See, these were not just random events, they were symbolic gestures that reveal the new identity and the formidable depth of character that now defines Mikel Arteta's squad. To truly appreciate their significance, we must first contextualize the magnitude of the victory itself. Arsenal didn't just beat Bayern Munich. They comprehensively outplayed them. They were superior in their tactical approach, their physical intensity, and their technical execution. This was a Bayern side that arrived in London not just unbeaten, but carrying the immense weight of their history and a palpable aura of European superiority. This aura is not an illusion. It is built on a foundation of 6 European Cups, a recent head-to-head dominance over Arsenal that spanned a decade, and the psychological edge of having England's own captain and record goalscorer, Harry Kane, leading their line. For all of Arsenal's domestic progress, this was the ultimate litmus test, a fixture steeped in past humiliations. The historical narrative was firmly against them. The fact that they not only overturned that narrative, but did so with such authority and conviction is what elevates this from a simple 3 points to a genuine statement of intent. It echoes the transformative feeling from last season's victories over Real Madrid, forcing a recalibration of what we believe this Arsenal team is capable of achieving on the biggest stage. They have transitioned from How do you possibly fit all of this world-class attacking talent into a single starting lineup? The reality is that you cannot, and that is precisely what makes this Arsenal squad so formidable. They have moved beyond a reliance on 11 players. They now possess a rotating cast of game changers, a depth of options that is almost unparalleled. Think about it. They scored 3 goals against a previously unbeaten European giant without Saka on the pitch for the final 20 minutes. They did it without Gabriel Jesus involved at all. They did it without their marquee, signing from the previous summer. The fact that their substitutes have contributed a staggering number of goals and assists in this competition, more than any other team, is not a coincidence. It is a testament to a meticulously constructed squad that can overwhelm opponents in waves, both at the beginning and the end of matches. This multifaceted threat is what makes them so troubling to plan against. Now, let's turn to the second moment, a fleeting sequence that speaks volumes about the new mentality coursing through the team. The declaration from Declan Rice. There was an instant in the second half, a slightly messy passage of play where possession was squandered, and Harry Kane, of all people, seized the ball and began to drive forward, threatening to launch a dangerous counter-attack. What happened next was a spectacle of pure will. Declan Rice, recognizing the peril, turned and launched himself into a relentless pursuit of his international captain. He closed the gap with a ferocious intensity, committed to a full-blooded, yet impeccably timed, challenge, and emerged with the ball, winning what was, in the grand scheme, a simple throw-in. But it was his reaction that was truly telling. He erupted. He sprang to his feet, clenched his fists, let out a roar, and celebrated that tackle, that minor territorial gain, with the unbridled passion of a man who had just scored a title-winning goal. He scanned his teammates and the crowd with the eyes of a gladiator, demanding more intensity, setting a standard. Some might view this as an overreaction, but that misses the point entirely. That celebration was not about the throw-in. It was a physical manifestation of a winning mentality. It was a signal of the insatiable desire, the relentless drive, and the uncompromising standards that he embodies. In that single gesture, you saw the cultural reset that Arteta has been engineering. When you survey the global landscape of midfielders, it becomes increasingly difficult to find a player who offers the complete package that Rice does. You can debate the specific technical qualities of other elite players, but in terms of the holistic combination of physical power, defensive intelligence, progressive ball carrying, leadership, and now this palpable, infectious, winning spirit, he stands virtually alone. He is the complete modern midfielder. The song about him being a bargain, despite the monumental fee, feels less like ironic fan hype and more like a statement of fact with each passing game. He is the engine and the soul of this team. And the fact that this specific moment of defiance came against Harry Kane added an extra layer of symbolism. Kane's record against Arsenal is the stuff of legend for all the wrong reasons, if you're a gunner. He has tormented them for years, scoring with a ridiculous frequency that seemed almost preordained. He is one of the greatest strikers the Premier League has ever seen. Yet, in this match, encapsulated by that Rice challenge, he was rendered a non-factor. He didn't manage a single shot. In previous seasons, he would have found a way to score from anywhere. But this version of Arsenal, marshalled by players like Rice, simply did not allow it. That is the difference. That is the microcosm. The player who for so long was their chief tormentor was silenced completely. And it was the new leader, the embodiment of their new resilience, who was central to that silence. This was not just a victory, it was a passing of the torch, a declaration that the old narratives no longer apply and that a new formidable force has truly arrived on the European stage.